I already know today's going to be a bit unhinged.
Hello, I'm Kennie JD, content creator, nosy bitch, as well as indie musician.
What's up, man? It's Sean Pecos, the ultimate dot connector.
And welcome to Connect the Dots. Connect the Dots is an incredibly special set of conversations where we discuss not only what happens on the court, in the booth, or behind the scenes, but also take an unfiltered look at stardom and culture.
You can't learn funny in school. You can learn comedy. I know plenty of people went to school to get a background.
We get to know who people are, what drives them, inspires them, motivates them, makes them into fully fleshed out people. A real humanistic look at those you know and love.
If I wasn't a comedian, I'd be a professional sugar daddy.
Aficionado.
So here's the story. Hey, that's how we got it edited out.
Shoutouts to our partners C4 Smart Energy and PrizePicks. Love you all.
What's good? It's Kennie JD here as we are back. Streets back. I can't do it. What's good? It's Kennie JD here. And we are back, streets back, with another interview with my co-host Sean Pecos for Connect the Dots. We are talking to amazing singer, father, friend's mega fan. I was not expecting that, but he was very passionate about it. Golf enthusiast and founding member, just a little thing that he does. He's the founding member, one of founding members of Backstreet Boys, AJ Mclean. We know you're going to enjoy this episode. It was a lot of fun. So off we go to another one.
One of my bandmates is like all-star athlete.
Brian?
Brian played basketball, tennis, all of it in high school. He's like, I would put him side by side with like Tristan.
Really?
Like he's insanely good. And he's short and he's fast. And I'm like, okay, I mean, if I'll gladly play, but you guys might be in for a treat. But no, it was a great experience. And, me doing what I do, I feed off the energy of the crowd. So like, it was a lot of fun, just feeling the love, feeling the energy in the room. And, again, getting to play with some unbelievable talent, Super Bowl champion, Natasha Cloud she was so sweet. She's she's a massive fan. And I was like, really? She's like, you don't understand. When I saw her at practice, she was shooting around and I walked up just to introduce myself.
Yeah.
And she turned around and she went, oh, and I was like, oh my God, I think you're awesome. She's like, I think you're awesome. And she was so freaking sweet. But we had a really, really good team. Both the teams were awesome. Everybody was just a delight to play with.
You know what's ironic? We were talking too, because last year I brought DK Metcalf into play. And we were talking about how competitive the football players are and how they work so hard to be MVPs, right?
Oh my God, dude. I mean, Micah was, even at practice, was going like 200%. Yeah. And during practice, I got the ball, and then the ball got taken from me, and then Micah got it, and I don't know why I took it upon myself to run down the court to try to defend him. And then I stopped at the foul line and was like, please, go ahead. I'm not going to try to go head to head with you when like my whole body is your quad. Like there's no way I'm going head to head with Parsons. But also a sweet man. But I mean, he was on fire yesterday. I mean, did he get 40 points total?
Yeah, 30 something, like 38.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the same thing.
Basically 40 points. We'll just round it up.
Round it up to the nearest.
He was on fire yesterday. I mean, honest to God.
I feel like the competitiveness in them, right? I'm like, last year, I'm like, DK, you're about to sign a $100 million contract. Please don't get me fired from CAA.
I mean, thankfully, nobody got injured yesterday. And, it's so funny because I've done a bunch of these like rock and jock things back in the day.
I missed those.
Yeah, we got to bring them back. Like rock and jock softball. There was a bowling one.
Yeah.
Golf, which is what I play. I'm a golfer.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so
I love that.
if this was a golf thing, I would have been like, I'm going to kill y'all.
We're going to invite you down. See, I sit on the board with CC Sabathia, Yankees, and we do it every year. We do it at Alpine Country Club in New York. So we're going to make sure
yes, please. But like, all the rock and jocks, everything that I've ever done, nobody really ever took it seriously, right? It was all for fun. People took that serious yesterday. I was like, it's just a basic. It's like a pickup game. Like, why are we taking? But everybody, whether they say it or not, has that competitive side, and especially the football players and the actual athletes. They innately have that competitive side. I do too, but in a different level. Like more internal competition with myself to be the best I could be at what I do. But man, I mean, it was a heck of an experience, though. Would I do it again? No. Yes, no, I would. But now, like, I would have enough time to really prepare and get a coach. And like, I actually met a gentleman yesterday who lives in LA, who was actually coaching Chef on our team. And I'm like, dude, do you play golf? He's like, no, I've always wanted to learn. I said, okay, here you go. You teach me basketball, I'll teach you how to play golf. Awesome. He goes, done. I'm like, good, there you go. We have a year starting now. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with.
What's your handicap?
A 9. Although I talked to Steph yesterday and he's a +2. And I'm like, yeah, it showed at Tahoe when you made that banana freaking hook, 30-foot putt. He's got, I mean, look, athletes are athletes. Yeah. They got game. They strive in, most sports. I mean, Barkley got so much smack for years about his swing, but he's a pretty good golfer. I mean, but it's been a wish of mine to like play in the AT&T, to play in Tahoe. My schedule just never ever permits me. I'm always on tour.
Right?
And yeah, so but Steph and I were just shooting it up, talking about golf, and it was just an awesome experience. And he's such a, I mean, he's the freaking GOAT, man. I mean, he's awesome, such a sweet guy.
He's we own a piece of a company called Eastside Golf with two brothers from Atlanta,
Nice.
and we started this thing, and then we have this deal with Jordan Brand and Nike, and he has been a huge supporter of our clothing line. And he's just such a great guy.
Nice.
Man.
Have you played Jordan's course?
Grove 23? I have not, but my partners have.
So I was literally set up to play. I was set up to play it, and we ended up having to go do like a one-off somewhere, and I was like, oh, come on. I had it ready. I wanted to see the drones drop the cigars off on the course. I was like, come on.
I heard they drop other things though too. But,
I mean,
big money bags.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna go play there, you better bring a bag of cash.
So it's ironic because a good friend of mine is Dwight Freeney, so he's going to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame, and they show a video at the Super Bowl prior to. And they showed him. Were you at the Super Bowl this year in Vegas?
I wasn't at the actual game, but I was out there. Yes,
okay.
Yes, I was there.
So on the jumbotron, they show all the new inductors like Megatron, Julius Peppers, and Dwight Freeney. So Dwight Freeney, when his came up on the screen, it was actually him at Grove 23.
Nice.
And Michael saluted him with the nice glass of champagne.
Nice.
Not bad,
I
right?
mean, it's a gorgeous course.
Have you played Silverleaf in Phoenix?
No, I have not played that in Phoenix. I've played a lot in Scottsdale.
Oh, Scottsdale.
Yeah, I mean, I just, so I've been, in so many words, kind of sponsored-ish by PXG.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I will never play another club in my life. I got to meet Mr. Parsons when I was in Arizona last summer.
Oh, wow.
And to play Scottsdale National, hands down, and I play golf all over the world.
All right.
There's no better course, in my opinion, than Scottsdale National. I mean, the membership fee now is up to $1 million. I'm not a member. Let's just clarify that really quick. But those three courses, the Mine Shaft, the other course, and there's a 9-hole there called the Bad Little Nine.
Okay.
And when I tell you aesthetically, it's one of the most beautiful 9 holes, but it makes you want to kill yourself. The last hole. The green is 15 by 15 feet. That's it, which is tiny, surrounded by a bunker. So if you're in the bunker and you hit it long, you're going back and forth for like 15 minutes. But it was one of the most beautiful courses. I mean, I've played Pebble a bunch. I was lined up to play Augusta. A really good friend of mine, Charles Howell III, grew up on the course. And my best friend and I, we got an Airbnb. We were ready to go. And then the world shut down. It was right before COVID. And I was like, oh. But any and all Alistair McKenzie courses, that's my goal, is to play all of them.
Okay.
I just found out about a new one called Green Hills. It's up near San Francisco.
Okay.
You've got Cypress, which is out near Pebble, Augusta. And then I have played one out by me, which is in Monterey. California, which is called the Valley Club, and it is. I mean, they've kept it the same since it was open.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I asked the caddy. I said, "How much is the membership?" He's like, $110,000. I'm like, "Oh, so I could join?" He goes, "No, you can't." And I was like, "Well, that's mean. Why can't I?" He's like, "It's basically a legacy membership. So an entire family would have to pass away.
Oh, okay.
Then 3 other members have to induct you in. Like sheiks would come and offer $3-4 million.
Really?
And turn down. So I'm like, well, I got an in there to go play, so it's fine. It's basically like being a member.
Well, when you come to New York, New Jersey area, you got to play Due Process.
And I got to play Beth Page.
Oh, Beth Page.
Have to play Beth Page.
You got to play Liberty National.
Yes.
And you have to play. Oh, well, there's one in Florida called Adios. Have you been to that?
I have
one?
played.
Okay,
Yes.
That's $1 million membership too, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it for life, or is it annually, or is it?
No, I mean you'll pay fees per year, but your membership's a one-time thing.
One time, yeah.
But I mean, if it's $1 million membership, you're looking at probably $50,000 to $100,000 in dues every year.
Every year, yeah.
Because
It's an expensive game.
If it's that expensive, usually the course is then owned by the members.
Yes.
So by putting in your yearly dues, that's what keeps the course looking pristine.
The best thing about having a membership is having a friend that has a membership.
Yes.
It's a lot cheaper to have a friend.
And you don't have to go book a tea time. You can just show up.
Everybody knows you because you ride your friend's coattails.
Yeah, you just show up.
I do that with Cece. He became a member of Alpine. I ride his coattails like a mother.
I'm a member at Sherwood back in California, and for like the first year that I played it, my best friend was a member, and I wasn't a member yet. And you're only supposed to bring a member 12 times a year.
Right.
We played 350 days that year. And literally, the golf director at that time, about halfway through the year, came to both of us and was like, "So is your friend going to join?" And back then it was like $275 to join. And I got in, 15 years later, I got in 2.5 years ago at $80. And they dropped the price way down. And I'm like, this is too good to be true.
Right.
The price just went back up, but it's also owned by the members, equity membership. But, Tiger used to have his Target Challenge there.
Oh, wow.
Got to watch him play once and see that he is human. He chunked a chip like 3 feet. He ended up birdieing the hole still. It's Tiger.
Right, Tiger.
But to see him chunk a shot was just like, oh my God, he's not a robot. He's actually a human being.
Yeah.
But God, to hear him hit a drive and the compression, it was like, either you stay or you go play golf. So we left and went to play golf. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
So a lot of my friends during the pandemic, we all started out playing golf together, right? And a lot of them just got like the bug immediately. Was it immediate for you? Like instant?
I mean, I've been playing since I was 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
My grandfather got me into the sport.
I love that.
Because I'm not a big sports guy.
Right.
I grew up dancing since I was 4.
Oh, wow.
So,
I love that.
like, competitive dance was my life. Right. My dream growing up was to be a background dancer for Michael or Janet. That was my dream growing up. And, I sang on the side. I did musical theater, so singing was part of my shtick, but it wasn't what I thought was going to end up becoming my whole life. And I get to do all of it. I get to sing, dance, act in music videos, all this stuff. So I get to fulfill all my dreams doing what I do. But golf has just always been a passion of mine. Golf, bowling, believe it or not. I'm into all the goofy sports.
By the way, not goofy sports.
Billiards. No, golf is really, if you look at the music industry, the hip hop community, especially, golf has really come up. You got Travis Scott out there now playing,
DJ
and it's
Khaled,
just like, I mean, Khaled is, golf is life for that man.
Yeah, that's right.
I played in his tournament this past year.
Yeah, it was hot as a bitch
dude,
out there.
Dude, I'm on like hole 4, and like 90% of the players just left and went to the tent.
Yeah.
They're all smoking, drinking.
I was one of the players that went to the tent.
I mean, I grew up in Florida, so I mean, it had been years since I had played golf in Florida.
Yeah.
So I was dying. I changed my shirt 3 times, but I finished the round.
Yeah.
My team came in 3rd.
Who'd you play with?
Oh, man, who did I play with? I played with a pro. I can't remember his name now. Saved my life. And then I played with Cameron Jordan.
Oh, okay.
And Miles Gaskin, who are my two buddies now, they had never picked up a golf club in their life, and man,
And
they
they
were
started
hilarious.
there.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
They had a couple of good shots, but like, we're on the fairway, and I'm trying to show Miles,
Yeah.
grip and whatnot, and they were just having a blast, man. They were
Oh,
having a
man.
blast, and Khaled won his own tournament
course
the first
he
time.
did.
I'm like,
Naturally.
come
course
on,
he
man,
did. Yeah.
come on.
But tell him who he was playing with. He's playing like 3 fucking
dude,
pros.
He
FYI.
had 3 pros.
If Tiger had 3 sons, he
Yeah.
was playing with Tiger's
I
3
was
kids.
like, your team is unbeatable.
Come on, bro.
man. and Khaled's a good golfer.
Listen
so,
to me. Khaled's been my friend for 30 years. I went and seen him play. He's fucking good.
Yeah.
But he plays every day. You know what I mean?
If
Since he
you
started.
watch his Instagram, if he's not in the studio, it's only golf and family, which I think is awesome.
It's very
Do you know
awesome.
DJ Nasty?
Yeah, of course.
That's
DJ
my boy.
Nasty's
I mean,
my man.
Nasty and I, basically, we were all growing up together back in Orlando. I mean, Freddie and all those cats.
Can I tell you my
Lenny.
DJ Nasty story?
Please.
Okay. He's gonna be like fucking Pekka. So DJ Nasty at the time was on the radio station, right? It was a JHM or something like that.
One of those,
whatever. And he was part of my street team because I was an executive at Def Jam. So I would hire independents in all the markets that want to break records. So DJ Nasty was my independent promotion guy in Orlando. So we used to pay these guys like anywhere from $5 to $10 grand a month, depending if you could wrap a van. Remember,
Right,
they had the wrap vans with the advertisements. So I would call DJ Nasty like, "Yo, I'm coming to Orlando for the weekend. Come pick me up in the wrap van so I could take pictures and go back to the bosses and say we're getting work done." He picks me up in a Suzuki Samurai.
Yep.
Suzuki Samurais are this big.
Yeah,
I'm like,
literally,
bro,
it's a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah, I paid you $10,000 for an advertisement
Came
van,
in
and
a
you
toaster.
wrapped the Suzuki Samurai.
That sounds like Nasty.
Right? I said, DJ Nasty, your name is Nasty for a reason. You're a nasty businessman. But to this day, he's become one of my closest friends.
And I mean, he's done outstanding for himself. And it's really interesting. Like my manager for all my things solo, Johnny Wright, has been managing me for a while. And obviously he managed Backstreet Boys back in the day. Yeah. But he used to tell me stories about Khaled used to sleep on the couch at his compound before he was anybody. And Nasty and him linked up, and Nasty kind of helped teach him DJing and all this stuff. And just the whole story behind Khaled's rise is just
amazing.
It's phenomenal. And how like philanthropic he is, and just how giving he is. I mean, he is
amazing father,
husband, amazing person, genuine person, gives back to the community. And like, those are the kind of friends I want. Those are the kind of people I need in my life, man.
You never want to stop. Yeah.
We the best.
We the best.
We the best.
Now he's doing collaborative stuff with Tommy Hilfiger. The guy don't stop.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what, though, me being a massive sneakerhead, and Jordan is my ones and threes is my life, and my collection has gotten a little out of hand. But I mean, that's what my wife says. But I will continue.
What size
my collection.
are you?
I'm 11.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure we get you a pair of the Eastside Golf Jordan 1s that we did the collaborative.
Okay.
Okay. Size 11, right?
Size 11,
Upper
yes,
management,
sir.
I gotta make sure.
Upper
right?
management.
Take care of you.
We are excited to announce that C4 Smart Energy is the official energy drink sponsor of the Connect the Dots podcast. It's harder than ever these days to stay focused with endless distractions and shorter attention spans. It can feel impossible to stop scrolling and actually get work done. Thankfully, C4 Smart Energy has reinvented the energy drink game with C4 Smart Energy, the only energy drink clinically proven to provide enhanced mental focus. C4 Smart Energy is formulated with 200 milligrams of natural caffeine from green coffee beans, plus potassium, niacin, vitamin B12 to help support well-being and help you feel your best, all while boosting metabolism and promoting fat burn. From your brain to your body, C4 Smart Energy is the energy drink that does it all and tastes amazing. C4 Smart Energy is available at Target, Amazon, and anywhere else you get energy drinks. Go grab a can and share on social media, tagging C4 Energy and the Connect the Dots podcast to show us how Smart Energy helps you stay focused wherever you are. C4 Smart Energy, stay focused.
So, I just had some questions as a fan of the 90s also, and someone who works in social media. I was curious. I couldn't help it. I have to make this joke. If Backstreet were back right now, all right. Would you? How do you think they would have? Do you think it would have been easier or harder with social media at the helm? How do you think that would have impacted?
I mean, we
them
come
coming
from a
out?
generation of, I always joke and say, kissing hands and shaking babies. But we come from, going to the radio station and like meeting all of the disc jockeys and the program directors and like magazine shoots and proper interviews. And, there was no social media from when we started. So it was all grassroots, everything. And then, we also come from like the Napster generation. So like the first ever experience of people, stealing music and doing all these things and blah, blah, blah. And look, I was guilty. I had LimeWire. I was guilty. I did it a couple times myself. But, it's either you go against the grain or you go with the grain. And same with social media. It's like either you adapt and you go with it, or if you try to go against it, I know countless artists that, still won't be on streaming, because streaming as an artist, it's a little difficult, I mean, if you're the writer, the producer, all of it, great. If you're the artist, you're the last one to see any revenue from, streaming. And the same thing goes for social media. Like if so many artists are just now getting on social media, and social media has been around for a hot minute, but it's like, it's either you go with what's happening or you don't. And if you don't, you're just doing yourself a disservice. But I am glad for me personally, social media wasn't around when I was a little bit out of control back in the day, when I was actively drinking and partying and doing that whole lifestyle. Thank God there was no social media. There was no TMZ. My poor publicist would have just white hair. It would just be solid white. No, I mean, you just have to like either adapt or you just, it just makes your life more challenging, But, the five of us are active on social media, some more than others. Some still struggle with figuring out how to work social media. I won't name names. Howie. But, like I said, you just have to either go with what's happening or, it's going to be a struggle, But I enjoy social media just because I'm a people person. So, and I love to engage with our fans and with my fans and, to be able to have the freedom to let them in as much as you want or keep them out as much as you want. And it is interesting when I see what posts compared to others get the most likes, get the most numbers. A lot of posts with me and my daughters probably blow out anything that I do because, I love being a father. I love being a girl dad.
And it's so humanizing too.
Yes, it really is, and you're kind of letting people see you for who you are. There's the celebrity aspect, the pop star, blah, blah, blah. But then there's just the real person, the dad who's just hanging out with his kids. Yeah. And, if you want to let people see that, it is very humanizing. It's very humbling and, yeah.
Awesome. I know, like, one of the things I've always wondered when I think about, like, the boy band era or just any group dynamic in that way, I'm always curious, like, one, how they all got together, but also how you make sense of all of those personalities in like a touring space or in a recording
therapy. We actually have done group therapy.
Oh, wow.
We have. We haven't done it in years, but there was a low point for us. Probably I'd say between 2002 to 2006, right before Kevin left. Was a pretty low time for us around the Black and Blue album. I just went to treatment for the first time. We had some deaths in the family and we were just done. We were burnt out. We literally were in our photo shoot for the Black and Blue album and we hadn't named the album yet. And we literally felt just beat up, bruised from the label, from the industry, from everything. And we literally named the album Black and Blue because of that. And it was just, even the wardrobe we had was all dark and like goth emo. It was, coming from Millennium, which was all white and happy and bright, to like just, but we've learned communication is key. This is our first marriage amongst the five of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say it feels like it.
I'm the founding member. I was 14 when we kicked this thing off. And Nick was 12. I'm 46 now, and you learn each other quickly, and we all know the buttons to push to piss each other off or to make each other laugh. But I feel this past, probably since Vegas, since we did the residency back in 17 to now, it's just been this steady rise of just, I don't know, we're in a different place. Like we're really like reinvigorated. We're having so much fun. To be able to sell out stadiums and sell out tours still 30 years later, it doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen, especially for groups like us. We just finished up the tour. Was it 215 dates, 44 countries, 3.5 million people? It's just nuts. It's nuts.
Bless me.
And I pinch myself as much as I possibly can, because it's still, and it's weird to say, almost 31 years later, it still hasn't hit me. Like there's moments that hit me where you'll stand out in front of a crowd and you're like, holy crap, we're still doing this shit. But then it's like, I go back to my hotel or I go back home and I'm just like, is this real? Is this really still happening? Or you go and you do the Grammys or you go and do these different parties, different events, and other artists that you look up to, like the Beyoncés or the Jay-Z's or whoever, like A-list Taylors and all of them. And they're looking at you like, you guys are legends. You guys are this. It's surreal. It's like, no, you're a legend. No, you're a legend. No, you're a legend. It's just so like humbling, But we are so beyond grateful.
When you're on the stage, I'm always curious, like, do you pick a focal point? Do you like ignore faces? Do you?
Oh no, I don't ignore anybody. No, I'm locked into every single person I could see until it's a sea of black when like the lights cut off and you can't see anything. I'm very engaging. Because again, you touch a girl's hand or you lock eyes with them for 30 seconds. Mm-hmm.
That's made their night.
That changed. No, it does.
Life.
Literally, it changes everything for that person for that moment. And they could be having the worst moment of their life or having the best night ever. For that 30 seconds, you've changed someone's life. You could literally just be in La La Land the whole show. But no, we all really try to engage and try to be as personable as we can. We've stopped jumping into the crowd now because because we're older and that, the stage is pretty high. And B, our fans now are older, so they get a little saucy. They get a little gropey. And, you're going out there at your own risk.
More so now than.
Oh, yeah. Well, look.
Interesting.
14, 15-year-old girls are not going to grab
I was thinking like early 20s.
22-year-old man's junk. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But a 35-year-old woman who's been pre-gaming before she comes to the show and is still drinking at the show, if you're within a foot radius, she's grabbing whatever she can get.
And she's gone back to when she was 18, and she's like, this is finally happening.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fair.
Look, what guy wouldn't want women like all over him? Yes and no.
No, yeah, I definitely.
Look, I don't mind if the girl's like hugging on me or she puts her arm around me, but if like 3 or 4 girls come at you at once, you can't do anything, and I feel like one will hold you while the other 3 just go to town and just start grabbing. And you can't do anything, and you just got to keep singing. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go back to the stage now.
Please keep your hands to yourselves,
I feel
people.
violated.
I feel violated. Yes.
I feel violated, yet somewhat fulfilled. If that's a
All
thing.
the best nights are usually.
It's called burning the candle at both ends of the stick.
It is. But what it truly is to me, though, is a testament to our fans because, we've seen a lot of the same faces over the years that now have families of their own.
Oh, wow.
They're bringing their kids to the show who look at us like a new group, which is awesome. Thankfully, the 5 of us have aged pretty well, that we don't look like a bunch of geezers up there. You know, even though some of us still use Just for Men, whatever, it's fine. You know, whenever we're off, Kevin just lets his beard go, and man, it's like Santa Claus. It's awesome. And then, like, right before the tour, it's like, oh, it's back to black. I'm like, oh, I know what you did. I know what you did last night, Mr. Just for Men. No, but to like look out in the audience, our age demographic, I kid you not, is like 5 to 85.
Wow.
It's crazy. You know, we had a woman, and it's kind of a little disheartening because we haven't seen her in years. An older lady. I think she was like 80 something years old. She had seen over 200 concerts.
My God.
She had a denim jacket with a bunch of Backstreet pins and patches. She was like our #1 fan. And then we saw her in Vegas, and then we haven't seen her since. So, and then COVID hit, and I'm like, can somebody find out if she's still with us? And if she's not, you know, God rest her soul, but she was it was just so heartwarming to see. And she brought 4 generations to the show in Vegas, you know? And I'm like, God, that's insane. It's insane.
That's crazy.
Imagine how often you have to come to stadium tours for them to recognize you.
know.
Like, oh, it's the lady with the patches.
I mean, yeah, like I said, you
And
see
also
a lot
be
of
concerned on like a lot.
yeah. I mean, you
Again, humanizing.
you become like, our fans have become family. They become an extension of us, and you know, whether they support us on stage or off stage, you know, a lot of us have done different things for charity, you know, and they're always there. They're always there, right in the freaking forefront, you know, helping us, supporting us, and that's huge, you know. That's why we call them the BSB Army. I mean, they will go in the trenches for us. They will literally, they will fight somebody.
Career
And
soldiers.
strategically, one to hold you down, and the other 3 will beat you.
No, they will, yeah, it's true. They will go to battle for you. You know. I mean, but you look at a lot of artists, and that's just how the fans are. You got, you know, Gaga's got her little monsters. You know, the Beehive, all of it. I mean, there is diehards out there. Swifties are, I would say Swifties are up there with our fans. Like, they will go to war for you. You know, but I mean, like I said, violated yet somewhat fulfilled.
So hanging with Peck, CC, Tiafo, and all of these sports legends has really made me get into PrizePicks, the official daily fantasy sponsor of Connect the Dots. PrizePicks is so simple, and to be honest, really means more than traditional sports for me. It's the esports I absolutely love. As y'all know, I'm a bit of a gamer, so the fact that I can make selections on Call of Duty is pretty awesome. It makes watching the matches so much better. And I'm really starting to get into the teams. I'm excited for us to have some WNBA legends, Caitlin, Sabrina. Hopefully you're listening so I can make my selection on those games and Peck can take me courtside, perhaps. As a Michigan girl, I even got my friends into making selections on NBA games. But the Pistons, yeah. PrizePicks for me is about simplicity between the ability to use Apple Pay and easily deposit, or the promotions like Taco Tuesday. I have been having so much fun bouncing my selections off Peck. Hit the description for the official link to use code CTD for a first deposit match up to $100.
So we are going to head us over to our beloved bracket, but this time we are doing GOAT 90s TV series. And I'm, as you can see, very like tournament style.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
will be the #1? And we're going to start off with Friends versus Law and Order.
Friends versus Law and Order, that's easy. Friends.
Friends.
There's no question.
King of Queens.
I mean,
oh.
although Law and Order is still going.
Yeah.
Still going.
It's still going. Friends should be going, but Law and Order is still going.
Later we'll look up how long
What's
has it
the
been going
woman from
consecutively.
Law and Order? Marta Gay? What's her name?
Oh yeah.
Yo, she's always at the game. She looks. What's her name? She looks amazing.
She doesn't age. She doesn't age.
Yo, she looks. I saw her the other day at the Knicks game.
Aspiration.
She looks exactly the same.
Is she Italian or what is she? Or she? No, I think she's Greek actually. I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. She might be
she's
Greek. Yeah.
I mean, my
Super
wife's
nice.
Greek and Italian, and she looks phenomenal. So that's
My
some
wife
good,
is
that's some
Puerto
good
Rican,
genes.
so I know
Yeah,
we
Puerto
good.
Rican,
Yeah,
baby, all the way. Let's go.
All right. We have King of Queens versus ER.
Ooh, man, I do love me some Kevin James. I got to go King of Queens.
Yeah.
I mean, I was an ER fan, probably more than like Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy turned into more of like a soap opera to me.
Yeah.
Like more about the relationships than
Campy.
like somebody who got, shot and is bleeding out on the table. It's like, no, but I love you. But you're dating my sister. Sorry, sir. We're going to get to you in a minute while you
Your
bleed out.
heart's in the middle of
All
beating
right,
an
well,
open heart surgery.
Wait, listen, I'm very close with Ellen Pompeo. We can't be dissing, and we need her on
No
the show.
diss.
She's a friend of the show,
No
so
diss.
we can't disrespect her.
The Nanny versus Boy Meets World.
Oh, Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher.
Oh,
God,
man,
she
she's
was.
the best.
She was.
Fashion icon, by
Wait,
the way.
fashion icon. But as a man, was it weird that wasn't she like a smoke show?
Yeah. I mean, like. I had a crush. I'm
Me
not gonna
too. I
lie.
had a
I'm not gonna
crush on
lie.
her.
And
I don't know if it was the accent or whatever.
I liked the voice.
Me too.
A lot of people back in the day was like, it's either you had like Fran or you like Rosie Perez.
Exactly.
Like those two voices, like were so recognizable. But that's not their real voices.
Right,
like
right.
you listen to them talk and you're like, oh man, that's not what you really sound like. I'm gonna have to go with the Nanny. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Fran Drescher.
And now we have The West Wing versus Seinfeld.
Ah, man. You know what? So I was never a Seinfeld fan until probably about 5 years ago.
Oh.
I don't know. I just didn't get it when I was younger. Now that I'm older, the show is genius. I mean, it is
Genius.
hilarious, and it's obviously it would never work today. But Seinfeld, I definitely got to go Seinfeld. Yeah.
Have you had the pleasure of meeting Larry David?
I have not, but the man is, I mean, he's a legend. I still don't understand why he choked out Elmo recently, but,
I got to tell you, we met him the other day. Apparently, everybody goes to Knick games, so we see them a lot. But I've never seen a room full of superstars groupie out on one guy. Like, there was a room full of megastars who just wanted to fucking have 30 seconds with Larry David.
I mean,
It was like a line.
yeah, I believe it. I mean, from Seinfeld, the Gary Shandling show.
Yeah.
I mean, like
he's his presence. Sorry.
he
It's
is
so amazing.
He is.
So let's have Friends versus King of Queens. This one I think
Friends.
I know.
Friends.
Yeah.
No, but you don't understand. So, like, my career started in '93, right?
Right.
And Friends started in '94.
Yeah.
And went till 2004. That whole time, I never watched a single episode.
No.
I was traveling the world.
Yeah.
And I know that it was on Thursday nights at 8:00. I never watched anything. And I got together with my wife in 2009. The end of that year, she introduced me to Friends. And within the first month, I watched the whole thing, all 10 seasons, twice. And now religiously, every night to this day, I put it on when I go to sleep. Doesn't matter if I'm on the road. I open my iPad. And so I could quote any episode. I know everything. I became friends with some of the cast. I was
That's cool.
brokenhearted when Matthew Perry
I thought
passed.
my wife was weird by doing that, going to sleep with friends.
No.
I thought she
I
wanted
mean,
to-
let's go.
Oh, I love that. All right, Karen, you did your thing.
The Nanny versus Seinfeld.
Well, see, I'm gonna have to go Nanny because everybody pitted Friends against Seinfeld back in the day. It's like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. You know what I mean? It's either you're Friends or Seinfeld.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gonna mix
I
it
get
up.
that.
We're gonna go Nanny versus Friends.
All right. Nanny versus Friends.
I mean,
mean,
I think you.
I
already
think
know.
it's pretty.
I think it's pretty
clear.
obvious.
Like,
I'll be there for you, right? Yes, I will be there for you for sure. Friends all the way. Yes,
awesome.
it is, and it's still one of those shows that, I mean, David Crane and Marta Kaufman are just probably one of the most genius writers ever to this day, and I've seen every episode 1,000 times, and I still laugh. I got my kids watching.
Do you have
it
a
now.
favorite episode?
The Trifle episode's probably in my top 3. Also, this is how anal I am when it comes to this show. So there was the DVD box set, and there was the Blu-ray box set. The DVD box set, some of the episodes were longer than what was actually aired on television. And if you go on YouTube and look up the episode, just type in Phoebe Jacques Cousteau. And it's when everyone's trying to leave, and Ross and Monica's parents are there, and they're having this whole conversation. Right when Monica's mom says to Phoebe, I'm sorry, Phoebe, I think Jacques Cousteau is dead. And it cuts to their dad saying, yes, and we kind of figured you broke the porch swing. The right side of the frame, you could see where the stage cuts off. You could see stage lights, cables, tape. Somebody didn't edit that or cut that out of the original show. There's a cardboard cutout of Jennifer Aniston that's like a ghost behind the window. There is when Chandler says, does Trump want his blue blazer black? He actually messed that up.
He messed it up,
He's supposed to say blue blazer back, and they kept it. And Monica says, you said it wrong. You're stupid.
Yeah.
And they kept it in the show. But, I mean, obviously, the trifle episode, also getting caught in the ATM vestibule with Jill Goodacre. I mean, there's so many great episodes. I mean, I've cried, I've laughed. I still cry when Jen, Aniston gets off the plane. And I've seen the show 1,000 times. I know what's coming, but I still bawl like a baby. And the show I could be having a really shitty day, and I could put on any episode of Friends, and I'm just like, okay, life is good again. Life is good again. That or Paw Patrol. Because
Paw Patrol.
Hey, when you got kids, Paw Patrol. Now though, it's Hamilton 24/7 in my house. My 6-year-old knows every word, and that's a lot of words.
That's a lot of words. Yeah,
She knows every word to Hamilton, which I think is just genius. I mean, and yeah, it's her dream to meet Lin-Manuel. She's like, Daddy, you know so many people. You have to know Lin-Manuel. I said, baby, I don't
know him.
I said, but I have a love-hate relationship with that man. He is a genius. He is an absolute genius.
All right, upper management. The great thing about the Connected Dots is we make people's dreams come true. We're going to get you with Lin-Manuel for you kids.
Oh, dude.
We're going to get that done.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Oh, man.
We're going to get that done.
Oh, man. Literally, my youngest she'll probably cry. She will cry.
We're gonna give us a couple of weeks. We're gonna get that. We're gonna make a phone call after this, and we're gonna get that done.
Wow. No, it will. Yeah,
right.
She will lose her mind. That is. Thank you.
All right. No, thank you. By the way,
Thank you.
By the way, you're an amazing person. You're an icon to all of us. So when people come up to you and say it's a pleasure meeting you, accept it because you've given us enough.
Thank you
For you to deserve that, and
I appreciate
you for giving
that.
us your time today. We love you here.
I really
Thank you.
appreciate
All
you guys.
right.
Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody out there that's been supporting Backstreet Boys and now supporting me solo.
That's right.
I really, really appreciate you guys. Go check out Electric. It's out now. Stream the hell out of it.
Yep.
And so much more to come from yours truly. Believe
Let's go.
me.
We got to support AJ and Electric.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.